It is after 9 o'clock, so we'll call to order the July 22nd meeting of the Zionsville Redevelopment Commission. As always, first items are the consent agenda items consisting of the monthly report, TIF area memorandum, approval and adoption of meeting minutes from the June 24th meeting, approval and adoption of executive session memorandum also on June 24th, and claims for approval. Any questions, comments on the consent items?
No, I think the consent agenda items look good.
Is that a motion?
I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda items signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, next we have the director's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to give a quick update on Creekside Corporate Park. Lot 1 has seen interest from a couple of different parties, but we have not received any LOIs. I think we're thinking about some new marketing strategies and potentially some assistance as it relates to infrastructure for that lot. Lot 2 is moving along very well. Development plan will come to the Plan Commission on September 15th. They also need to go to the BZA for a variance, and that will happen in September. And they're coming to the Creekside Architectural Review Committee later this month or early next month. Lot 3, which we spoke about at the last meeting, we've come to an agreement on an LOI. We will, upon signature, post that to our website, and then the developer was unable to attend this meeting, but will attend at the next meeting, just to give an overview of the proposal for the lot. Lot 4, which is Center for Site, they got their building permit on July 1st, so there's been lots of dirt moving there, and they're going to be hopefully going vertical here soon. Lots 7 and 8, they should be closing here in the next 30 days. They have their secondary plat, so that's exclusive auto sports. And then Intelligent Living Solutions is going through their entitlement process, and then they'll be at the Plan Commission on August 18th. They've already been reviewed by the Creekside Architectural Review Committee. I received a letter of recommendation, and once the development plan approval is done, then they will close on the property. So making lots of good progress here in 2025 in Creekside.
Any questions on that? All right, well, let's move along to old business. Do we have anything under old business?
We do not.
All right, easy enough. New business, looks like we have a hotel study contract.
Yes, I've talked about this idea in a couple of meetings. Again, this was somewhat a genesis of a economic development summit that we held back at the end of February. And one of the consensus thoughts among that group was that there would be a great benefit to the town of Zionsville from additional hotel rooms in terms of attracting spending. There's lots of people that spend time in Zionsville, but there's lots of people that come into our town from all across the country to Indianapolis Executive Airport, but then they go stay elsewhere and they spend their money elsewhere. So we think there's really a benefit to having both hotel, meeting space, additional food and dining. And so we thought the good first step in that regard is to go out and look for a firm to help us with a hotel study. So that really has a couple of different components. It's looking at the demand in terms of what type of demand there is for hotels. You know, there's certainly people that I think want to stay in Zionsville, but you know, there's only 8 hotel rooms currently. They're going to Carmel, they're going to Westfield, they're going to Whitestown. They're going down into the Keystone, over to the Keystone area, Indianapolis, going downtown. So this is really going to look at demand, look at meetings, other things that might drive demand, and then look at options for locations within the town for a hotel, what the general economics of that would be. And then we will probably do a second phase. We decided to bifurcate the study. The second phase would be looking more at, once we think, yes, there is a justifiable case for, one or more hotel projects in the town, that we would look at the various specific tax and economic impacts of such projects, and then also understand what the full pro forma would look like and if there was a need for any type of public-private partnership to support such a project. So myself and Zach Lutz went out and reached out to a number of companies. We talked to about a half dozen companies that perform these types of studies. We narrowed it down to 4. We then formed a committee of myself and Zach. President Kittner was also on that committee, as was Allison Gutwein, who is the CEO of Discover Boone County, as was, Dr.
Amanda Cecil.
Dr. Amanda Cecil, who is a professor of tourism and hospitality at IU Indianapolis, also was the president of the board at Discover Boone County. So among those entities, we asked for sort of refined proposals based on a more specific RFP that we had created. We did Zoom interviews with all of the various companies. The unanimous selection was Hunden Partners. They're based out of Chicago. Their founder is from Central Indiana. They've done a number of projects in Indiana. They've done a project in Columbus. They've done a project down in Evansville with the Ford Center and 2 different hotels related to that. They've done numerous projects in downtown Indianapolis. They help support the build-out of the arena project in Noblesville. They're working on a project related to Grand Park and hotels and various amenities to support Grand Park. And then they are also part of the redevelopment project in Carmel for the CNO campus. So lots of great experience in terms of this market. I think we were really pleased with their responses. I don't know, President Kidder, if you wanted to speak to the process or to Hunden Partners specifically.
Yeah, briefly. I mean, you covered the main points. I think we had all the groups we talked to were qualified to do a study like this, very qualified, in fact. A lot of them, though, had come more from, working with hotel operators and owners and maybe convention and visitors bureaus and things like that. But Hunden's really separated themselves because they have a significant amount of not only Indiana experience, but also in representing the municipalities in projects like this, and the others really didn't. Maybe have done some work in Indiana, but never really from the municipality standpoint. Hunden's done numerous, so I think we made the right call.
And 2 things I'll add. I think it was Dr. Cecil who made this recommendation, again, bifurcating it, that we can really look at demand, understand the outcome of that portion, and then move on to that second portion. The other thing we did, and I think it was in consultation with Hunden and also just among the group, we thought in order to preserve the independence and the objectivity of the study, originally we had discussed sharing the cost of the study with developers, but again, I think in order for the study to really have that objectivity and not have any type of perception that 1 or 2 more developers helped fund it, that it would then be directed in that type of vein that they would want to see or benefit them, we made the decision that the town would pay for this study in whole. So the cost is $42,000 and then no more than $2,500 in expenses.
So they give you a timeline for completion?
About 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
And that'll include an on-site visit, which we'll have kind of a kickoff call as soon as we execute the contract. We've got a couple of terms that I still think need to be ironed out between our terms and conditions and the town's terms and conditions. I think we could probably do that later today. So I think what we would ask for today, if the commission was amenable to approve the contract, subject to the final terms being ironed out, and then give approval for presumably the president to sign the contract once we're done, which again I think can occur, if not later today, tomorrow. We'll have a kickoff call, and then, like I said, so if we're here in end of July, we should be done by the end of September.
Is there a final work product? It'll obviously speak to need, but will it speak to like how much need capacity-wise, rooms-wise, and then also will it discuss geography at all, like where it should go?
Yeah, that's what, I was gonna ask that too, kind of like along those same lines, like, I understand that this is probably more of a market feasibility study,
Right.
is that, but there's a little bit of a site feasibility component to it as well. Can you discuss just, and also along those same lines, like, it's my understanding that for hoteliers to come to a community, they wanna see a study like this, so.
That's correct.
We're not just doing this for our own benefit, as well, right? Like, we gotta use this to put out in the market, so.
Correct.
Is it the same kind of questions?
So answering the first question, yeah, the recommendations will include what is the appropriate hotel product type, number, quality, and mix of guest rooms, suites, and other overall room configurations, number, size, quality, and type of meeting space functions if appropriate, number, size, and quality of food and beverage outlets, implications for brand or chain level as appropriate, site priorities and parameters as appropriate, considering up to 2 sites, and other amenities. So it'll really give us a recommendation of, based on this demand, where and what could the town support to help meet that demand? What type of supply does the town need to potentially have? And I think to your second question, remind me of the second question, sorry.
The, I said site versus market feasibility.
Oh, that they will want to see a study like this. Yes, I
They'll
think that
wanna- they'll wanna
at times,
study.
and I'm put myself in this category as well, that why do we need to study things? And when we already, I think, generally know that more than 8 hotel rooms is what Zionsville needs, I think there is value in having an objective third-party expert firm be able to conduct this type of study. And then to your point, hotel developers, hoteliers are benefit from this study, are able to use that in terms of, when they go to move towards financing, that this proves that there is a case, there is a demand, there is a market for their product. Any other questions?
All right, seeing none, do we need to make a motion then to approve the agreement?
Please,
with-
again, subject to
subject
the
to
final
changes, yeah.
ironing out between our terms and conditions and theirs, which I think we're pretty much there, but.
Want to make a motion to that effect?
I'll move that we move forward with the hotels study contract.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next, is anything else?
No.
Deputy Mayor? All right, thank you. Other business, Commissioner Ezra, Finance Committee?
We didn't have a meeting this past time. I think most everything with the Finance Committee is in just general claims that come through. Nothing to report.
Great. Moving on, Governance Committee?
Nothing to report.
Last and certainly not least, Zionsville CDC. Commissioner Vaughn?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. We did convene last Friday. We have no action items for this committee. We spent the majority of the time discussing a business survey outreach program being led by the Boone County Economic Development effort. And so they provided us a draft copy of the series of questions that they're going to distribute to businesses in our community and beyond here in Boone County with the goal of just getting kind of demographic information and feedback on business attraction and retention efforts. I don't know, Justin, if you want to add to that at all. But.
Yeah, I think this is just an effort among Boone County Economic Development Corporation has traditionally led business retention and expansion efforts within the town of Zionsville, but I think we as the town want to participate in that. I think there's some great value that CDC can have as well. So we're looking at some different ways, whether that be surveys, whether that be one-on-one meetings with companies, whether that be some roundtable type events, or whether that even be a larger kind of networking event where we really understand the needs of businesses that are already here in Zionsville, for those businesses that are potentially looking to grow and may need to leave in order to grow. We want to try to figure out a way for them to grow here. If they have, sort of growing pains or issues, that we can help alleviate some of those. And if they want to expand, how we can help incentivize that. And I think the way to do that is really being proactive in terms of reaching out to those businesses, understanding their needs, and being able to address them. So I think we're just looking at a couple different avenues in which to do that.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything they want to discuss before we adjourn? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.